I almost feel like I need to start this video by saying, hey guys, during our extended off season for the hurricanes, we've been doing everything to make sure that our future hurricane deployments will be smoother, more efficient, and more comfortable for those who are on our team. Let's go inside and talk about what we've been working on. When we work on hurricanes, we split up into different teams so we can help more areas get back online at the same time. That means that not every team will get back to base camp at the same time each night. On the hurricanes, Stan cooks breakfast and dinner every day. For lunch, we take coolers with lunch meat and drinks, along with bags filled with bread, chips, and cookies that we can take on the field so that we can have lunch while we're out. So we usually eat dinner once everybody has arrived back at base camp. But if we still have a team out in the field, that presents an interesting problem. All the evening's food is cooked at the same time. This means that if a team is late getting back to base camp, they'll either have to reheat their food or eat it cold. And neither of these scenarios is ideal. So how can we ensure that our entire team gets to eat a hot meal after working a long day on a hurricane? That's where David comes in.
And what we came up with was a vacuum sealer. Y'all have all seen the little bitty vacuum sealers. Well, I didn't want one of those. I wanted a big vacuum sealer. This is a vacuum seal bag that has a Ziploc in it. Let's say that you wanted to put in some kind of product. So we open this little gadget up. And all we do is we just have to attach the little clips. And then if we push down on the machine, it starts sealing. The vacuum holds the lid down, and then you can see that it pulls it down here to get it inside the green. If any of you guys are heating an air or whatever, you see it's pulling it way, way down. And so you can set all these variables. The nice thing about this vacuum sealer is we can actually add nitrogen to it, and it'll sweep this environment with nitrogen before. And so now it's taking all the air out, it's heat sealing it now, and now a valve's going to release, and our package will be sealed, and the lid opens up automatically. And so you can see how it took all the air out. We have it done. So now we're going to show you how we can utilize this with our food. So one of the things you can do is we can pre-cook meals, and then that way we can go and heat them up individually or for a large group. We can pre-cook, vacuum seal it, freeze it, and then use it on the road. A school did an event and they were selling barbecue, and so we got them to prepare some without the sauces, and this is a 3-pound bag, and that's kind of an example of what it looked like after it was vacuum sealed and we've frozen it. This is mashed potatoes. Stan's cooked our steaks, and we've got here we just took out of the freezer, and then we've got some mashed potatoes that we made up. When we do the hurricane, we're gonna have these big turkey basting pots with a lot of heat to cook it. Stan was gonna cook for all 40 guys using this method. But one of the things that we thought would be really nice to have, this is a sous vide. We could have a couple of these set up in the camp so that when the team gets back. So now we've got it set to get us to 140, but you see we've already achieved like 120. And the steaks have already been cooked. And a medium rare steak is, I think, 120 inside. I think 140 is a temperature that you need to go for. So now we're going to demonstrate how we've got the sous vide machine going. And it's kind of like a crock pot. Has this little magnetic stirrer that keeps the water agitated in there. And then we're just gonna add in, we've got some mashed potatoes and we've got some steaks. And I guess the idea is to get them on this rack and get them completely submerged. A lot of times, guys, people that really cook exotic meals and know how to cook steaks, and they don't want like the flame to burn or the char grill, they'll use this machine to add the heat to actually cook it for several hours. We're kind of taking a shortcut because all of our food's been prepared and just flash frozen after we vacuum sealed it. So all we're using it for is to drive the heat in. So we're trying to get to the concept of like how long the heater will last, the water, so we could keep these in camp and just keep them warm. So like a lot of times on the deployment, as Stephen illustrated earlier, guys come in and out of camp at different times because a lot of times we'll break up into 2 or 3 teams. So there could be a time when like all 40 guys don't come back at one time. You might have 10 guys come back or 5 guys come back. So then we can make a hot meal for them for the size of the team that's returning to camp. All right, so we're all doing this for the first time. So we've heated it up. We'll set this to the side. So we'll get our potatoes out. Oh, they look good. Try to get most of the water. And I mean, you know, y'all would be in a real kitchen and would have like real plates, but we're like trying to replicate what we would have in the field. We probably wouldn't use the paper towels in the field. What do you think, Stephen? All right. Go a little mashed potatoes. A little steak for Stephen. A little steak for Dave, and we'll give it a whirl. So kind of wrapping up, me and Stephen tested this out. You know, it was a hard job, but somebody had to do it. So we had some pork chops and some steak and some mashed potatoes, and they were excellent. So I think the application we're going to use is we may get 2 of these. And like a lot of times we maybe come in and Stan gets up really early and the other teams have come in. And this would give us a self-application where we could have the team themselves come in and prepare and fix their food. If Stan did it, I think our original idea was like the turkey pot, you know, with boiling water so that we could drive heat into the food really fast. But it was quite amazing, Stephen can attest, that the quality of the food was, I mean, if it wasn't as good as the day it was prepared, it was a 98, and the day it was done was 100. I mean, it was excellent. And I mean, we did it on purpose just in the conference room in the same environment with the same tools and equipment we would have in the field, and it worked out great. You know, this would be a great application for a lot of people. I know that this is really designed for cooking, and that's a great way to do it, but we were just looking for a way for our application. If you guys have any pointers, you know, throw them in the comments, subscribe, send this video along to somebody that you think might like it, and we appreciate it.